Hi, this is Ruth Ann Norden,
And I'm Janet Syas Nitsick.
and today Janet's going to lead the discussion. We're going to talk about the stages of writing, and we're going to do like what 5 or 6 parts in this.
Yeah,
thing?
five parts.
Five
And-
parts, and we're going to try to break them up into 5 minutes or less.
Right. And we're going to start with a beehive of ideas, and I mean like a beehive, like a bee, like bees swarm around. So beehive ideas.
No, don't have any idea what a bee is.
Oh,
Did you
that-
bring a demonstration? Bring a visual aid.
Exactly. But anyway, how do you get your ideas is what we're going to talk about. And I know that you can read a newspaper article, and sometimes you can get ideas from that and expand. Sometimes even what you read in newspapers is more than fiction, is more. And then you can get ideas from things that you see on the videos, like on TV shows. Like I saw the 700 Club years ago, and they had one where this man was during Christmas time, and he dressed up as Santa Claus and went down the chimney to get the gifts and got stuck. So I mean, what a nice short story you could make out of that, and things like that. So things that happen in real life can be turned into
Like inspiration
stories.
for fictional accounts that you
Yeah,
can then use.
And some of them are more conducive for a novel, and others are more conducive for a short story.
Right.
And then there was one man that I met, and I thought he had such a devotion to his wife that it just touched my heart. His wife had been in the nursing home, and she passed away, but she had Alzheimer's, but he went to visit her every day and was a light of the nursing home. And he was coming through this craft show, and he was during Halloween, and he was looking for something to put on her grave. And I just thought that the love that he had for his wife is just so enduring. What a nice short story you could make out of that.
Or you could base that on a romance with your hero and his devotion to the heroine.
Right, exactly. All kinds of different angles. So things that you meet and people that you meet and talk about, they give you a lot of good ideas and that kind of thing. So,
and there's also movies. Sometimes, you're reading a book or looking at a movie and thinking, what if it had gone this way instead of the way they took it?
right, yeah.
Or what if I did this, but what if and it's always about twisting it, making it your own.
Right.
Because you can't copyright an idea. That's what some people think. You can't use an idea. You can use an idea, you just can't.
You can't use it verbatim. That's what
or
you
can't
can't
tell the exact same story.
Right, but you
make
can.
it your own.
But you make it your own. I mean, because a lot of what they say, there's only so many plots in the world, like 5
I forget
plots.
how many. Yeah.
About 5 plots in the world, but you all have your own take on those 5 plots.
Right.
So they're all different.
How many times have we seen Romeo and Juliet done different ways? West Side Story,
yes.
Or Christmas Carol. How many of those versions have been spun off?
Right, exactly. So there's all kinds of things, and then I know I have a story in my book that actually happened to me, but but the autistic kids almost had where we almost drowned where the one child did. So you can make a story out of that.
So even your personal life.
Now
you did nonfiction for that. But you also incorporated some of it into actual fiction. Sorry.
Exactly.
Fiction.
So I did both ways from my experience. I've done it both ways. I did it with the true story of what happened that day, and then I also did something in a novel that has from my background. So you can do both things. And my grandpa was a fireman in the 1914, and I have that in my Lockets and Lanterns, and how they asked if he had consumption and all these things, and we just found out today that means tuberculosis.
There you go.
That's
Guys,
interesting.
You see, you learn something new every day.
You learn something new every day.
Here you didn't think you were going to learn a medical fact, but you did.
And I kept thinking I hardly needed to look up what this means, and we found that out today. So, but all your life experiences and people that you've been in contact, the character that's in Lockets Lanterns is like my grandpa. Mm-hmm. He was redheaded. Where did I red hair? But anyway, he was also very fun to be around. He told my brother he was full of baloney, and things like that. He was very funny, and the character in the book is like him.
So you're talking about kind of, if you're looking at characters too, instead of just ideas, but maybe characters come from people in life, and you just kind of take some of their traits and maybe embellish on them, or the character's going to become who the character becomes as you're writing it, but maybe a starting point.
Exactly. And maybe you don't want to use their real name, that would might get you in trouble. You know, make
If,
sure that
if
you,
do, do the middle name or spin off a nickname
or a name that's similar to it. Like
or
I have
something
one
totally
in my
different.
I have one in my short story in my book Seasons of Soul that's a bee, but the person wasn't a bee, but it started with a B. But
Oh, Jen, you
anyway,
were just
I know, but she was like that. So you know,
be
you
nice.
got to be nice because
We're
that
on
person could
camera.
come after you if they know that's who you patterned your story after. You know, I mean that or your character after.
Where
So
they say when all else fails, deny.
you know, it just happens
It's coincidence.
to be.
Okay, well, I think that's good for
I think so too.
starting
So
up with
just
ideas.
anyway, just keep looking or keep your eyes and ears open. That's the way I would say.
Be an observer.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'll be back with the next one coming up on research.
That's
Thanks.
right.